Hello guys, my name is Giovanni Perez and I'm a Trevor J. artist, and I want to talk to you about Ian Clark piece, Great Train Race and Suntube, and how to actually perform effectively the extended techniques in those pieces. Alright, so as we start the first part, already know, here comes the train. Right. So it's pretty common, then comes the sound again. Okay, so you want to produce a sound that is kind of like, it's not clean, it's not a pure like pretty. So you want to produce a so it has like this like energetic kind of way. And the same thing. Alright, here comes the fun part. I'll talk about singing and playing at the same time later on in the video. Right now we're going to start with Harp Multiphonics. As you see, this is the most basic fingering and most simple multiphonics that you can find in the flute. Now, you don't have to actually do any effort, just, well, when it starts to get interesting, this is what I want to talk about, is when I start. No, we're gonna usually in this part, most of our recordings, most of the videos, most of the times I've heard this piece played, you actually hear and the really intent is to sound like a train. So in order to get the full spectrum, you want to start in the bottom note. Then comes the next one. It's really near. Then the next one. Now, it's not about how fast you have the air, it's the amount of quantity that you put into the lower note. Because if you only use fast air, you're gonna see something like this. So instead of just blowing faster, if I just blow more air, it's slower, but more, you can actually get the bottom. And with more air, you can still have the bottom, and then like fake it at some point and and just get the top note. Let me see. More time. More quantity of air, not faster. Faster sounds like this. See, it jumps from the bottom to the top one. You want slower air, but more quantity in it. So once you have that, you keep. And I keep going. Same thing. Not fast air, slower. In every harmonic, when this is more multiphonic, when it's more than 3 notes, you always must think in the bottom note. Okay. Actually, at least for me, it works. I put some air in the cheeks, and helps it at least a little bit. Alright, so this is the fun part, or one of the fun parts. This is where you start singing and playing at the same time. It's not impossible, it's not difficult, it just needs some practice, like everything else. So, at first, you want to be able to actually produce sound while singing. So, oh, okay. So you want to be able to actually hold a note, keep your throat relaxed, and do a scale while holding the same note. Okay, same thing with the boys. Okay, and together. Okay, so So I just did a scale, voice going down and flute going up, and vice versa. And there are different exercises that you want to do in order to be more, so you can find it more easier in a certain point to do it without thinking about it, just do it naturally. So going to Ian Clark's piece, starts with a D. You actually want not only to sound your voice, but also the flute needs to make sound. So you need to put plenty of air so you can have a full sonority. Let's play myself with just a bit of air. It's a little bit more air. And again, relaxed bow. You want to sync the sounds that you cannot distinguish your voice from the actual sound of the flute, that it becomes like a mixer and just mix the volumes until you find that this perfect new sound. Alright, now the part where it's the most challenging of Ian Clarke's piece, and is circular breathing. I'm gonna try to explain this the simplest way I can, and there are just different factors that you have to practice in order to achieve circular breathing that is fluent and constant in the air. So first of all, you want to start by doing this with your cheeks. Just put as much air as you can inside of your cheeks. And just let it go. Let it go. No. Okay. Usually it's like 2 seconds maybe. Again. Only air from your cheeks. Nowhere else. One more time. Okay. Now, if you see, let's try that when it goes down, your cheeks deflate, keep blowing air like this. I'm gonna make some with my lips so you can actually hear it. Okay. Now, let's go back to only deflating the cheeks. But this time, you're just gonna inhale through your nose. There's no air coming out from my throat or my lungs. It's just air from my cheeks. But now, inhaling through your nose. Okay, this is the part where usually it gets a little bit confused. It's just coordination with your mind. Now, this is the fun part. Try to mix. Now that you did this, try to take air through your nose right before it finishes going down, and keep the air going like this. Again. Keep the air always going. Okay. Now if you manage to do this, awesome. Now here comes the fun part. Now you gotta put the instrument in it. So this is where it becomes challenging. So please don't tell this to your private teachers, but you need to actually practice with your cheeks all the way filled. No making fun. So you want to start seeing if you can actually do it in the flute. Okay. It took me maybe a few months, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some people I heard it can take 1 year. Some people maybe less than a month. It depends how much effort you put into it. Hope it helps to practice this every day and see if you can actually manage to do it. All right. So now that we covered singing and playing, multiphonics, and secret breathing, after this undefined time where the train is actually breaking, we're going so fast with this motif. This is the fantasy train. Suddenly there's an emergency, and he just pulls the brakes. The brakes will sound like, and there's braking, but nobody knows how long will it take in order to brake completely. So that's where circular breathing comes in, and it'll take as long as you can make it. After that comes the recap of the themes. So in the ending, I didn't vocalize. Eso no va en el video. Ay. Hay que vocalizar. We need to vocalize. You actually want to make it constant from the beginning, so I was pulling too hard in that one. So in the recap, you're gonna find the first topic, the singing and playing. Now it goes to a high A. So usually, guys, if we cannot reach that top A, let's reach as close as we can to that top. It's just an effect. Don't be frustrated if you cannot hit it just in tune. And then double tonguing. And there's a whole piece of Ian Clark. Okay, now briefly, we're gonna talk about Soon Tube of Ian Clark. If you saw the last video talking about grain train race, there's a lot of things that are mostly the same techniques. Talking about the singing and playing in this piece. I'm not gonna play it completely. I'm just going to discuss the other extended techniques that are not included in the Great Train Race. So it starts with this air. So, in order to achieve this kind of like mysterious tube zoom kind of thing, you want to sound a little bit like this. My air is going completely down, and that is because my tongue is like this. You want to keep a really narrow opening so you can keep air long enough to last the whole 2 measures. And just no flute embouchure, just like you're doing this. This is a simple part of it. Next, you're gonna see pitch bends. There's a multiphonic. You actually want to have a relaxed grip, and at least for me it works when my hands are just like kind of like flat, instead of, because if you have your hands like this, at least for me it's kind of uncomfortable. It's just more relaxed for me, just keeping it like this. Here comes again. It's trying to imitate, Ian Clark is trying to imitate the electric guitar. Then his hands are in the strings. I just do the. So you're the guitar right now. Okay, so when the overdrive comes, that's where all the electric guitars has this pedal. He puts an overdrive in it, so there's like this super now rock kind of like sound. So you need this all amount of air to produce that sound. So it goes something like this. So if you see, my cheeks also inflated just to keep like the same amount of pressure and air going. I think it's more controlled for this kind of technique. Instead of this sounds too pretty for my taste. So I prefer a little bit more rock in it. Okay. After that, there's some series of multiphonics that I'm not going to discuss in this video. And the fun part, this one everyone guessed it, so you actually want to hear that note going up and going down. That's a difference tone. It usually happens when the voice is in one octave and the flute is in one octave higher. There's like this voice in the middle doesn't know where to go. So when my voice is going up, it's pushing it, so it goes down, and vice versa. So it's like a pushing. So in order to achieve that, you need plenty of air. So take a deep breath. Okay. So again, in the last video, practice independence of the voice. Practice scales with the voice while holding the note. Okay. Now, after this part comes this word. So it's mostly everything is like, first you have to practice all the syllables with your voice, with your mouth, without the flute. Always, you want this note, this sound, like at the beginning with the tongue, like this. So it's like a really delay on the pedal. So it's always like this kind of delay in it. Same thing. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Any questions, any comments, please let me know through Facebook, Messenger, Twitter, Instagram, and everything else. Mi nombre es Giovanni Perez y yo piso Trevor James. Y take care.